Good morning, friends, and
Yeah, good morning.
welcome to this inauguration session of 12th Asian Metallurgy, and coupled with steel, of course, Steel and Metal Expo. Before we start this inauguration session, let me give you a small brief about Asian Metallurgy Show. Asian Metallurgy Show started in 1997 in ground exhibition as a ground exhibition, and after COVID, it was successfully transformed into a digital show because in COVID period. The meetings and the conferences and the exhibitions were not taking place. And one of the few good things for the dark COVID period is that it taught us how to use digitalization as a tool to get connected with people. So, in with that idea in mind, we transformed all our shows into digital shows, including Asian Metallurgy. And this show is still running as a digital platform. It gives immense benefits as a digital show. It penetrates, the penetration is global. You can access it from 24 by 7, and it has a very transparent system. So there is all the database, visitors database is shared with the exhibitors. You can have recording of the all the webinars which are going to be conducted along with this exhibition, and later on also redistribute them. So this as in a whole, I would say this show remains in the minds of people for longer period than a ground show in totality. It is a silent show. I agree that man-to-man contact and personal rapport cannot be made. So these are some of the negative points of a digital show. But overall, if you see and if you see the cost of making this show, I think this show will give a better benefit to the participants. So with this idea, with this initial thought, I would like to welcome the dignitaries for the inauguration function of this show. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. D.S. Chandrashekhar, current president of Institute of Indian Foundrymen. He also runs
Namaskar.
his own foundry in Shimoga, Karnataka. Welcome, Mr. Chandrasekhar, and thank you for
Yeah,
joining.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you.
Then we
Thank you.
have,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, sir. Then we have Mr. Rajesh Gupta, Managing Director of Lloyd Metals and Energy Limited. Rajesh Gupta has been a veteran in steel industry, and Lloyds is a very big group in Indian steel industry, right from the mining to the finished steel. They are into all the aspects of making and processing steel, and a very growing group. So welcome, Mr. Rajesh Gupta, and
Thank you.
thanks for joining us. We have Mr. V.R. Sharma, the again another veteran from Indian steel industry, has been associated with Jindal Steel and Power Limited for many years, and now he is vice chairman of Jindal Steel and Power. Earlier, he has served the group as managing director for many years. Now he's vice chairman. So thanks for joining, Mr. V.R. Sharma, and welcome. So
Thank you. Welcome.
and let us, I will first ask Mr. Chandrasekhar to say few words on this occasion about the Indian metallurgical industry, Indian foundry industry. How is the industry faring? What are the growth prospects? Maybe insight from Mr. Chandrasekhar. Mr. Chandrasekhar, please.
Namaskar, Mr. Chandekar, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. On behalf of IAF, I would like to welcome Mr. Rajesh Gupta ji, Mr. V.R. Sharma ji were on the same platform for today's inaugural event. In fact, I am happy to be associated with this inaugural event of the 12th edition of Asian Metallurgy show. It is a virtual platform, and I congratulate Chandekar for the Indian Private Limited who are serving metallurgical industry, this metallurgy industry by from almost 20 plus years, devoted in to steel and steel industry, metalworld, covering uh, I have been a regular reader of their published by Metalworld. That's very, we have got a lot of informations about the latest happenings, and it's a very good knowledge disseminating information, I can say. And regarding to metallurgy, it's a very old, what you call backbone of metal industry. It has many years of presence. Today, metallurgy is keeping beyond, it is growing beyond boundaries. And it is many nanomaterials have come. Metallurgy has staged what you call earlier age of it used to do for gold and silver. It has extended beyond that, and it is etched in the history. This time it is to spread. It is not only what you call mere more than what is just a metal. Now, henceforth, it will be a very stuff for future progress. Coming back to the metallurgy, the metal industry is going to stay. It is a mother industry for all the engineering industry, and it is from womb to tomb. We call from doctors, whatever they operate for a while, any new birth happens, and till our death, when some rituals are done. And in all these walks of life, metal industry has got a presence, and it will be there, and it is going to be in future also. Maybe we may be having, as always said, mother industry always suffers. We have got sufferings, but the industry is now right now emerging, and with lot of technology absorption and also the customer supporting, the industry is going in a very strong footing. I was morning I was talking to Chandekar, and apart from auto, other sectors are also getting like earth moving, pumps and valves, plastic injection molding. Everywhere the metal is playing its place, is showing its presence, and continue to do that. Foundry industry in India is growing. Many expansions are happening, and we are also having a very good export market from India. Having said that, I would like to briefly touch upon the Institute of Indian Foundrymen, which has almost 72 years of existence, spread over north, east, south, and west, having about 3,000, 2,500 plus membership, with the student members another 1,000. We are growing, and in fact, our target is to cross 5,000 plus members with next 1 to 2 years. We have got regional offices. We have got Center of Excellences called NCTS at Pune, CT Center of Education and Training at Chennai, and IFC, the Indian Informatic Center at Foundry Center at Delhi. Like that, we are disseminating like what Chandrashekhar is doing. We are also disseminating the latest technology, knowledge through our flagship event every year held in different regions. It will be next year in February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It will be held in Bangalore, that is Bangalore International Exhibition Center at 2024. I request all of your presence. It's a physical, as said by initiated by Chandrashekhar sir. Nothing like having one-to-one contact, having one-to-one discussions, having a taking it forward. Anyway, it's also we complement whatever the virtual meetings it's happening. Nowadays, post-COVID, we're also having a lot of tech sessions on virtual platform. Even the discussions with the government policymakers is happening on virtual platform. And it's anyway, we have to accept all the whatever the technology available. One good thing that Chandekar is doing that virtual in this one. With that, I am happy to inaugurate today's virtual event. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity once again.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrashekhar. And I do agree that ground exhibition has its own charm, because the personal meetings and the personal rapport which can be developed in ground exhibition is unparalleled. I mean, that cannot be matched from the digital exhibition. But maybe the way forward is something like hybrid.
Yeah,
going
yeah.
forward,
Correct.
maybe hybrid, maybe ground exhibition supported by some digital initiative can be, because you can get benefit of the global penetration from the digital expo and the,
Yeah, yeah.
personal typo from the ground expo. So maybe a hybrid solution or something like that would be better this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now the hybrid vehicles are the top of the this one. Like that, it may be future. This
yeah,
may be hybrid events, maybe more and more coming. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And of course,
Thank you.
IFEX,
Thank
who
you.
doesn't know IFEX? IFEX is a mother event of all Foundrymen. It's like a
Yeah.
yearly wari, as we call it in Maharashtra. Everybody has to go to IFEX.
No,
So we are
this time
also,
I'm happy to share that we are almost creating a history by 14,000 square meters of saleable
yes,
area for the exhibition. We have
of
got from all the foundry and foundry supply
yes,
chain.
yes,
We have got exhibition at that time. It's
absolutely.
one of the best shows we can have
Yes,
it.
yes, yes. IFEX is a mother event of all Foundrymen.
Yeah,
Very
we'll
dear.
be having a concurrent technical sessions also called Indian Foundry Congress. We
Yes,
are
yes.
having various sessions, and one this time is about the latest technology in foundry that is called last foam casting technology.
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
having a demo areas supported by tech sessions.
Okay.
So that's we are taking it to all the our members. Please
But
do
last,
come. That be part of it. Yeah.
but lost for forms technology is very old technology that way.
No, it was not. In
Hearing
fact,
from since when we were
it was
students.
not taken by. Yeah, it is.
We have lost, sir. You are mute, Mr. Chandrasekhar. You are mute. Yeah, now you can speak.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
so it's nice hearing
Yeah.
from you, sir. And definitely IFEX we will visit. And I also appeal to everybody to visit IFEX and see what is the
Yes.
latest technology in the foundry industry.
Please.
Now I move
Please.
on to
Please.
Mr. Thank you very much, sir. Now I move on to Mr. Rajesh Gupta. Rajesh ji, we are eager to hear from you about the latest status of Indian steel industry and the way ahead. Mr. Rajesh Gupta, please.
Chandekar Sahab, Chandrasekhar Sahab and Sharma ji. First, let me thank Chandekar ji for inviting me to this inauguration session. I've been associated with Mr. Chandekar for the last 25 years, and every time he's one of the more innovative persons in the field. And I'm sure going forward, the concept of a digital exhibition will be much, much more active and lively. So, congratulations for that. Um, this Indian steel industry is growing at a very, very fast pace. I think one of the fastest growth in the world right now, of around 12 to 14% in the current year. And in keeping in line with the Prime Minister's demand of around 300 million tons by 2035 or something. So we are all trying to work hard on that front to make sure that the steel growth is fast. And apart from in India itself, the Indian multinationals are now growing. We have JSPL who have plants in Oman and other countries. We have JSW, we have Tata, of course, who's part of Chorus. So India is one of the leading lights in the steel business, and this kind of online exhibition allows people to access the Indian knowledge base more. I think going forward, the one of the calls of the industry would be to ensure that good machinery suppliers are available, and our so that the industry's capital expansion can happen at a faster pace. Right now, there's a lot of bottlenecks worldwide for that, and that's something that should be addressed by the powers that how to uh, help in increasing machinery manufacture, machinery technology within the country, how to absorb technologies from the world, and also how to develop it. And a lot of R&D focus needs to be done on that. And I think a classic example is where all the design institutes of China work so hard together to uh, as a country to enhance their quality and their productivity and through these institutes. India should be looking at that as well. And just a quick brief on Royal Metal. We are a 50-year-old group. Right now, we are having a mine which is mining around 10 million tons. And we have two DRI plants right now with associated power. And we are going forward integration into steel in both these plants, along with pelletization to be able to consume our iron ore and help the Indian steel industry by the pelletization sales. So that's it. And I'd like to keep it brief so that Mr. Chandekar can go ahead with the conference in full speed. Thank you.
Sir, how do you see the prospects of Indian steel industry ahead, short term as well as long term? What are the precautions, maybe challenges?
Every steel industry by definition has to be very bullish.
Okay.
खराब टाइम होता है तो भी ये अच्छा सोचता है तो अभी तो I think it's one of the better times going forward with the economy growing so fast and therefore the steel industry going so fast. So I think definitely the Indian economy and the Indian steel industry will only be much better than now. There will always be small hiccups or during the course of the journey, but I think I'm very, very bullish on
Yeah.
the Indian steel business.
Yeah, we all are. Any caution you would like to highlight?
I mentioned one caution about machinery supplies,
Yes.
machinery supplies and technology. And another thing is that I think India should be looking at more at beneficiation of iron ore, for which the policy support is required in terms of, I think the biggest thing that will be required is the environmental and forest approvals for dumping of tailing, etc. Those things will only help in increasing the steel economy as well as making steel greener in a big way. So
Yeah.
I think that beneficiation is something that the government of India should be pushing. 25 years back, 20 years back, they started pushing on pelletization. And I think now the next step has to be on the beneficiation of iron ore. In China, they are doing 28 to 30% or BHQ or BHJ beneficiation up to 65-68% pellet feed. And so we should also be looking at those kind of technologies in a very big way.
You think our government should offer soft loans for the projects in beneficiation area?
I think that kind of subsidy is not expected or accepted, and it will not going to happen, I believe. Even moral support and technological support and policy support in terms of machinery import, duty reduction, etc., will help in a big way.
What technology?
And the biggest thing is the support in the environmental front.
I mean, making the environmental laws loose. No.
No. I'm not talking about making any environmental laws loose. I'm making them asking or suggesting that they should be brought in more in line with the technology that are available.
Yeah.
We recently visited a mine in China, and it was snowing that time, so it was as good as a hill station. There was no dust around at all, and it's not that the technology is dirty or has to be dirty. There are always countermeasures to clean out the dust emissions, etc. And on an overall basis, if you use the resources properly, it's always more beneficial, not harmful.
I know. Sir, how should India look at China? We have a peculiar love-hate relationship. But for
the political front, I would not want to give any comments.
This is not a forum for
on the steel front, they are bigger by us by around eight times, and I don't see that gap getting closed very quickly. So that relationship would be there, and I think China, if China sees the world catches a cold in the economy, in any economy, including steel, and that will continue.
that nowadays it is believed that Chinese economy is slightly declining. So what is loss for China? Is it gain for India? Something like that? Do you see like that?
I think the where China has succeeded in its steel economy or in its manufacturing economy is
Hmm.
downstream activity, that is beyond steel, beyond galvanizing, downstream to make components, the or like I said, machinery or even other component, lighter components. That is where they have gained, and I think we should be learning from our competition on how to improve our economy and how to
Yeah.
be able to consume more steel so that the demand becomes very robust.
Anyway, thank you, Rajesh sir, for your insightful conversation. Thanks very much, and thanks for joining also. Uh, Now I move on to our last dignitary, Mr. V.R. Sharma. Sharma sir, please, we are eager to hear your views.
Thank you very much, Chandekar ji, Rajesh Gupta ji, Namaskar, and all my friends. Good morning, everybody. It's a good platform you are giving to all of us so that we can interact every year what is going on in the industry. And Rajesh ji has already explained you what is happening in steel and mining. The country is definitely growing very well, and India's demand is increasing. In fact, uh, there is a talk of the town or talk of the country that what is happening after the CBAM or the carbon tax. So I think India can sustain and survive without exporting or exporting a little to Europe. There are many other avenues available in the world. We are 140 crore people. So the demand, the local demand will be growing multifold. But I would like to give a caution to the steel industry professionals and the owners, those who or the investors, that the growth should be limited. It should not be exponential growth. People, they should not put up, they should not build bigger and bigger capacities, and then tomorrow the entire nation can be into trouble because European Union will keep on imposing such kind of taxes. Reason being because most of the European plants are older plant. They were built in 1950 post Second World War. So some of the plants belong to 1950. Some of the plants were done in 60s. But all these plants are now 70 to 80 years old. So now this all 70 to 80 years old plant, they are to be replaced with the new technology, or they are to be replaced, or there should be a no blast furnace, no coke oven, no sinter plant, and they will switch over to electric arc furnaces through scrap as well as DRI route, which is again a big challenge because scrap availability is also limited, and DRI, it needs hydrogen basically in their nomenclature. So hydrogen is also in short supply. So far a commercial based hydrogen plant for DRI making through green energy route is not yet built in Europe. Except one plant is coming now, H2GS Steel, which is coming in Sweden. They claim that they'll be getting hydroelectric power. That's very fine if they get it, but this plant will take another 2 to 3 years time. We'll see later. But the plants in Germany, two plants are declared, one by Salzgitter, that is 2 million ton plant, and the other is by ThyssenKrupp, that is also 2.2 million ton plant. Where from they will get the hydrogen? It is a big question as of now. And where from they will get the green energy, either from wind, solar, or nuclear, that is yet to be declared. So all these plants in Europe, as I told you, the blast furnaces will go down. The blast furnaces will be scrapped by 2030 or maximum 2032. And the plants are to be upgraded. And this is the reason the government of EU Parliament and EU countries, they are going to impose more and more tariffs for the import of steel so that they can collect the revenue in the interest of their countries, and finally they can give subsidies to steel mills, those who are interested in putting up the green steel facilities. Like billions of dollars have been declared to be distributed to the two companies, to Salzgitter and ThyssenKrupp. by EU Parliament and similar or by Germany. Similarly, I think UK is also taking care. Some 500 million pounds are declared to be given for the green steel to some companies. So these kind of geopolitical situations will do come in times to come. So the caution and the carefulness for the Indian steel industry is we should grow, no doubt, but we should not grow aiming Europe as our destination. And slowly, gradually, we should try to switch over to green energy wherever it is possible. And though India has a target of 400 gigawatt and finally to reach to 800 gigawatt of renewable energy, which is possible, India is doing extremely well in terms of generating green energy now. And I think by 2035, we will be in a position to reach to a level about 800 gigawatt, which itself is a very large and huge capacity. But we should not also forget that the requirement of energy is also increasing in India. The young generation, they need more electricity, more power, more industries are coming, and more commercial institutes are coming, shops are coming, malls are coming. And the bigger challenge will be when the electrical vehicles will come. So we'll be requiring more and more electricity to charge the batteries for the electrical vehicles, EVs, which is going to be major and bigger task. So everybody speaks today that steel industry is generating 7 to 8% of CO2 in the world. That's fine. We should try to reduce it to from 7 to 8% to 4%, and balance 96% is the area which is beyond the scope of steel industry. I mean, when we speak to the automotive industries, they always speak that get us the green steel, but it is yet to be addressed that how will they get the green glass, green cushions, green chairs, green aluminum, green plastic, green dashboard. So that is yet to be decided. Everybody speaks that bring the green steel, which is a little farthest dream, and it will take time. So maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, unless green hydrogen is available, which is very costly, and especially in the countries like Europe, where the sunlight availability is very less. Jindal Group, the company name is Vulcan. This is the family company of Mr. Naveen Jindal. We are putting a green steel project in Oman. This is going to be 5 million ton project, and this is coupled with the green energy. And green energy means solar and wind. Since Oman has a very good sunlight, at least 330 days in a year, and there is a possibility of getting RTC, that is around the clock green energy, through wind as well as through solar. So we are working on this very seriously. We have already declared a 2.5 million ton of DRI plant. Already the work is started, the project is started already. And I'm sure by 2026, we'll be in a position to commission these plants. Just to commission, in the beginning, it will be on natural gas basis. And slowly, gradually, this natural gas will be replaced by green hydrogen. And we are going to add 2 DRI plants here. One is by 2026, early 2026, and the next will be in 2027. So this is what our aim, so that we can produce green steel in this particular region. We have chosen this site basically to avail a very large land bank as well as the source of wind energy as well as solar energy. And since it is a port-based plant, we will be in a position to meet out to a great extent the imports requirement of many countries. So this is what my message today. The another message, Chandekar ji, I would like to give you, since this platform is an excellent platform you have developed, I would request you to run another program where the steel industry people, they can help each other. Like Rajesh ji has told, the capital goods industry or the machine building industry is a very promising industry. Many of the people, they do not know that who produces what. Even Lloyd Engineering is making a lot of equipments. So if you display on regular basis the business opportunities business opportunities, possibilities through your website, then this will be better that the steel industry can interact with each other and can find the areas of the mutual interest. So that will also help people to develop their vendors, and that will also help the vendors to find a right prospective buyer. So this is what my suggestion to you. So thank you very much. In case of any question, I'm
Yes,
available.
yes. Of course, we have few questions. Thank you very much, sir. And we would definitely work on the advice and suggestion you have given. Sir, my few questions. First is it this solar initiative which you are taking in Oman, is it part of Jindal Shadid or it is a
No,
separate?
Jindal Shadid is a different company.
Okay.
Vulcan is a different company, but they both are owned by Mr. Naveen Jindal.
Yeah. Okay. Sir,
They,
one.
and these two companies have nothing to do with JSPL. JSPL is a different entity that
Yeah, that
is
is
registered
part
in
of the
India.
Jindal Steel Group. Yes. Sir, one question I wanted to ask you is now that you are operating in the Middle East for a lot of years with Jindal Shadid and this company and all, how can Middle East is such a logistically friendly country, group of countries from India. They are so close to us. They require steel. They are big importers of steel. But still, India is not having that much presence which it should have in their import basket, because a lot of players like Turkey, CIS, China, they are more prominent in Middle East import basket than India. In spite of India being so close to them, so we have to do something to bring these regional economies, or at least steel economies, closer. What do you think?
Yes, the government of India has already signed FTAs with the different countries in the world, and UAE is one of them.
Yeah,
Now, now I think one FTA is under preparation with Oman, and finally another FTA will be with Saudi Arabia. The moment it comes, then most of the GCC countries are covered under the FTA, and the benefit will be definitely mutual in both the cases.
absolutely.
These countries are not threat to India because these countries have very small plants basically.
They can be our
Whereas
customers, sir. They can be our customers. They are net importers, these countries.
yes, they are net importer, but the Indian industry also will have to uh, uh, price its product
Yeah,
pragmatically,
yeah.
because when we are competing on an international waters, I mean, then everybody is free to supply anything, whether it is China, Indonesia, Vietnam, Ukraine tomorrow, and maybe Russia. So the Indian steel industry will have to be competitive also. So
Yes.
normally what happens in India, the market is very good. People don't export. When the
Hmm.
market is bad, then people start looking at exports. So Indian industry will have to fix a particular export target, and that should be all 12 months in a year.
Yeah.
So going on, going off, going on, going off is not the right solution. Each industry, each Indian steel mill will have to fix a target. And these are my target markets. And whatever the price may be, they have to compete with the international suppliers. Then only India can be a regular supplier.
Hmm.
Today, India is not a regular supplier anywhere in the world because the
Opportunistic.
moment the domestic market is good, then Indian people, they don't supply.
Correct. I know. We should have a consistent export policy.
Yeah.
Sir, of course, as you said in the beginning, we are all bullish about the Indian steel industry and its future. But any cautions from your side or any uh, suggestions for policy making or something?
Only one thing, the mad rush should be avoided, rat race should be avoided. If
Mm-hmm.
one company is declaring some 5 million ton additional capacity, the other should hold on. Uh, we always say 300 million ton, but our aim should be whether India can consume 300 million ton. If India can consume only 200 or 220 million ton by 2030, then we should not aim for 300 million ton. This is what I give the caution, because Indian steel industry is a landlocked industry in the country. Most of the plants are inside the land. We are
Yeah.
not export-oriented plants, except RIN. No other steel mill is on port.
ArcelorMittal.
Arcelor is a river port that is also
Hmm.
uh, the bottleneck. you can bring the bigger vessels. Finally, you have to transship the material into high sea.
Yeah.
So, but that is you are right. But there, and if you see that way, then JSW Dolvi is also a river port basis, Dharamtar port.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So, but overall, when we see that Indian steel industry is basically a landlocked industry, and Indian industry should not focus on exports. India is a large country, 140 crores of people, maybe 150 tomorrow. When China with 140 crore people, they can consume net 700 million ton.
Yeah.
Why can't we consume 200 or 250 million ton?
Correct.
So
Correct.
our focus should be domestic, not exports.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for your insightful speech and suggestions and advice. Mr. Rajesh Gupta, Mr. Chandrashekhar, thank you to your presence also. I really appreciate you people sparing your time and discussing with us and sharing your insights about the Indian steel industry. Thanks very much, and we close this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh Gupta ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
This brings us to the end of this inauguration session. But before we close this session, I would like to tell everybody that for next 5 days we are going to have lot of webinars. We discussed about green steel making. We discussed about digitalization. We discussed about foundries, future of foundries. We discussed about beneficiation. Rajesh sir was specifically giving emphasis on beneficiation, which will be benefiting to the Indian industry. So all these subjects we are going to discuss in next 5 days in the form of webinars. So be with us and do attend these webinars. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Do attend these webinars, and I am very sure that these will be very insightful discussions with the experts of the industry. And I once again thanks all the dignitaries and all the attendees of this thing. This again, as I mentioned in the beginning, this session is recorded and will be again redistributed to the industry after properly processing and editing. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.